You are seeing, I hope. Yeah. Okay. Right. So this is what we learned yesterday. According to maximum normal stress theory, when principal stress becomes equal to yield stress of the material as found in simple tension test, the failure of the component would occur. Okay. According to shear stress theory, component will fail if the maximum shear stress becomes equal to yield shear stress as per the standard specimen in a simple tension test. Okay, these are the two things that we learned yesterday. Now further moving on to the next theory of failure, the maximum distortion energy theory, that is also called Henke and von Mises. And mind you, this theory is used in development of many analysis softwares. Okay, finite element analysis softwares, they use maximum distortion energy theory as the backup. Okay, so what it contains, let's look at that. So according to this theory, the failure of the mechanical component, which is subjected to biaxial or triaxial stresses, okay, occur when the strain energy of distortion, okay, that is when the strain energy of distortion becomes equal to, per unit volume becomes equal to strain energy of distortion per unit volume in a standard tension test specimen when yielding starts. Okay, that is strain energy, right? Strain energy of distortion per unit volume becomes equal to strain energy of distortion. Distortion or deformation, they are one and the same. Okay, so strain energy we have studied. Okay, so strain energy or resilience is given by half of sigma square. Okay, so strain energy of distortion per unit volume, and it becomes equal to strain energy of distortion per unit volume in a standard tension test specimen when yielding starts. So according to this theory, the component will fail if sigma y by Fys is equal to under square root sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square plus sigma 1 sigma 2. This is for biaxial stress system. If it is a triaxial stress system, okay, then you will have sigma y by Fys is equal to under root sigma 1 minus sigma 2 square, sigma 2 minus sigma 3 whole square, sigma 1 minus sigma 3 whole square, okay, the whole divided by 2, all under square root. Okay, so this is what according to maximum distortion energy theory, or it is also called Henke and von Mises theory. Okay, so please note down the maximum distortion energy theory. Please note down. Please note down maximum distortion energy theory. Is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What you are seeing? Are you seeing different thing?
Yes, sir.
So you're drawing.
Oh, we are getting to this. Yeah, please complete this. Then we'll go there. According to distortion energy theory, it is sigma y by Fs is equal to square root of sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square plus sigma 1 sigma 2. That is for biaxial stress system. For a triaxial stress system, it is basically three-dimensional stress system. So we will have sigma y by FOS is equal to under root sigma 1 minus sigma 2 square plus sigma 2 minus sigma 3 square plus sigma 1 minus sigma 3 square divided by 2. Finished, no?
So 1 minute.
Yeah. Once finished, please stay. Please indicate. Finished, huh?
So in the triaxial stress system, the divide by 2 is in the under root only or out of it? So,
All under root. All under root. This line they should have in the symbols, no?
yes.
They give only this much. So it is basically, if we write, it will be like this.
So, hence,
Done. Okay. Anyway, we'll go to strain energy when we go to the next module. Anyway, so far, more theory we'll take it up later. Yeah, all of you please listen before we get into the problems. That is before we get into numericals, basically. So far what we have learned is when an element, okay, given like this, that is which is subjected to stress in x direction, okay, stress in y direction, accompanied by shear stress, okay, when we have two stresses sigma x and sigma y in x and y directions. So maximum principal stress was given by sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus or minus root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square. This is what we have learned already. Maximum shear stress is given by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 or under root sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square. Okay. This, do you remember these equations? Do you remember these equations?
yes.
Yeah. And then we learnt about the basic equations to find out stress. So when you have axial loading, then we get stress is equal to load by area of cross section. So suppose I have a member subjected to load along the axis. This is the transverse load and also a torsional load, right? So when you have the member, when you have only axial load, then we get sigma, that stress is equal to load by area of cross section and is called normal stress. When it is subjected to transverse load, then we are going to have moment and then section modulus. So we calculate bending stress. Then when it is subjected to torsional load T, then shear stress is induced, which is given by 16T by pi d cube. Okay. When you have combination of these loads, then we find out, okay, principal stress given by half of sigma plus or minus root sigma square plus 4 tau square. This equation we have learned, correct? And tau max is given by half of sigma square plus 4 tau square. Of course, this b you need to remove, right? Okay, or we can get tau max also equal to sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. Okay, these are the equations that we have learned so far. Then according to theories of failure, sigma 1 is equal to sigma y by fos is according to what theory? According to what theory?
Maximum normal stress theory.
Maximum normal stress theory, or it's also called Rankine's theory. Then tau max is equal to 0.5 sigma y by fos. This is according to what equation? What theory of failure? Yeah.
Guess theory or
Guess theory or maximum shear stress theory. And sigma y by fos is equal to root of sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square plus sigma 1 minus sigma 2. I have a doubt here. Yeah, I had doubt there. Yeah, please change to sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Okay, here it is minus sigma 1 sigma 2. Please change in your notebooks. This is minus. That's why I got down there. Okay, sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square minus sigma 1 sigma 2. Please change that. Did you change? Please change it to sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square minus sigma 1 sigma 2. Okay. Did you note the change there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here it is sigma 1 minus sigma 1 sigma 2 minus sigma 1 sigma 2. Yeah. Okay. So these are the equations. I mean, and according to distortion energy theory, it's given by sigma by force is equal to under root sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square minus sigma 1 sigma 2. This is according to distortion energy theory, right? So these are the equations that we are going to use further for solving numericals depending upon the parameters that are asked. We are going to use these set of equations. Again, it is a complete set of equations that are there that we have been using so far. Again, for ease of solving numericals further, you note down all these equations now. Before we get into numericals, please note down all these equations. This is a summary of all the equations that we have used so far. Okay? Please note this down. This instead of sigma b, you just take it as sigma. Okay? It can be sigma b plus sigma axial also, or it can be only sigma axial. Write down equations neatly, clearly. Okay? And Z for circular cross section is given by pi d cube by 32. Okay? For circular cross section, Z is equal to pi d cube divided by 32. Okay? Then what is it for rectangular cross section?
BH square by 6.
BH square by 6. These things you can get in table 1.3, correct? Is it 1.3 or something else? Page number 1.3, I mean table 1.3 in page number 12, I hope. Okay. All of you please note down all the equations without fail. Only 22 have turned up for the class today. Why Saturday? They are all employees, is it? To take off on Saturdays? Who is your class representative? Who is the class rep? Jain, Siddharth, who is class rep?
Sir, Ibad.
Ibad.
Who? Ibad Kausar, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He himself is not regular. Okay, anyway. For now it has changed to 40. How come? Yeah, if you are noted down, we'll move further.
So one minute.
Okay. Write down neatly, clearly. And this, as I said, tau max is not sigma b here. It is just, you take it as sigma. Okay. Whatever that is there or here, that is what you need to take here. It's sigma. It can be axial, or it can be bending, or it can be combination of axial and bending stresses. I think this we have learned several times. This is up to this. Okay. Are you there? Connection is there?
Yes, sir.
Connection is there. Okay. Because there was some call, only the connection may go. Yeah. If you're finished, we'll go to the next. In distortion energy theory, you just take one of the equations, either sigma square y by Fy square is equal to, or you can remove square root here itself, or you can have square root here. Finished, huh?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yeah. What you all do now is take 2 minutes. Okay. Take 2 minutes. Go through all these equations. Try to understand. If you get any doubt, let me know. Then we go to. I'll give you 2 minutes to just take all these equations in. Of course, they're all available in data handbook, but still, it's easy if you know all these equations and when to use. Take 2 minutes. Then go through all the equations. Then we start with the problem. Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go through all the equations. If you get any doubt, let me know. Okay, we'll take up a problem now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Note down. The stresses induced at a critical point. The stresses induced at a critical point in a machine component made of steel 45C8. This is a grade of steel. 45C8 is a grade of steel with yield stress equal to 380 megapascal or as follows. Sigma x is 100 megapascal, sigma y is 40 megapascal, tau xy is 80 megapascal. Calculate FOS by maximum normal stress theory, maximum shear stress theory, and maximum distortion energy theory. Please note down this problem. What I'll do, I'll now take this of failure. Okay, now I have taken up PDF. Just see, is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Please note down. Please note down this problem. If you are noted down, then I'll go for explanation of the problem. Okay, or the solution for that matter. The stresses induced at a critical point in a machine component made of 45 C8 steel with yield stress of 380 megapascal are as follows: sigma x, that is, in x direction it is 100 megapascal, in y direction it is it is 40 megapascal, and in the shear stress is given by 80 megapascal. Okay, sigma x is 100, sigma y is 40, and tau xy is 80 megapascal. Okay, when you have two-dimensional stress system, we know the principal stress is given by sigma 1 comma 2 is equal to sigma x plus sigma y by 2 plus or minus root of sigma x minus sigma y by 2 whole square plus tau square, right? So substitute and get the values of sigma 1 and sigma 2 first. Then we'll go further.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Notation for yield stress and stress along y direction, is it always the same like this, sir? Like sigma y?
No. Tell me again. Come again. Sigma y.
Yes, sir. Is it
No.
sigma y?
This is yield stress. So okay. You don't get confused with the sigma y's here. This is yield stress. Sigma y 380 megapascal is the yield stress. Sigma y 40 megapascal is in y direction, stress along y direction. Oh, this is a confusion. Okay, anyway. So don't get confused. When they give machine component made of 45 C8 steel with yield stress, they would have given yield stress. I would have taken it as sigma y. You take it as yield stress equal to 380 megapascal. Okay. Yes. So this is a constant value for this material 45 C8. Okay. Here, whatever he has indicated is stress along y direction. Okay. Yeah. The right confusion. Who is that? Siddhartha. Good. Anyway, yield stress is always a constant for a material. Okay. So, and it will be of the order of whatever C20 and all we have seen no there. So it will be around 200 plus. Okay. So this sigma y will not be so much, but we can't say that also. But this is sigma x, sigma y in y direction, sigma in y direction. And this is yield stress of the material. Oh, something needs to be done. Here it is to be changed to our wordings. Yield stress is equal to. Okay. Yeah, find out sigma 1 and sigma 2 and tau max. Is this visible? Whatever that handwritten thing is there, is it visible on your screens?
Yes, sir.
Make it fast. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting these values? Let me ask. Karthikeya Avasti, are you getting these values?
Sir, still solving, sir.
Yeah?
Still solving.
Solving, still solving. Okay. Nihal Shetty, today you are there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Are you solving?
Yes, sir.
Getting those values?
Still doing, sir.
Still doing. Do you have calculator with you?
Yes, sir.
Prince Prabhakar, working?
Yes, sir. Still doing.
Do it fast, do it fast. These are all sort of repetition. Sanjay Gowda, are you doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Once you are completed, let me know. Nihal Shetty, what values you are getting for sigma 1 and sigma 2?
1 minute, sir. I'll tell you.
Why your friend has not sent you message yet?
No, sir. Still putting it in calculator.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Sigma 1 is 155.4, sigma 2 is minus 15.4, and tau max what you get is 85.4. So what is according to maximum normal stress theory? What is
Sigma 1 is sigma y by FOS.
sigma y by FOS? Okay, sigma 1 is equal to sigma y by factor of safety. So we know here sigma y is given by 380 megapascal. We have found out sigma 1 to be equal to 155.4. So sigma 1 is equal to sigma y by factor of safety. So what do I get? Sigma 1 on left hand side is 155.4. That is equal to 380 divided by factor of safety. So automatically I am going to get factor of safety. Correct? Correct?
2.44, sir.
Excellent. 2.45. Sigma, according to maximum normal stress theory, sigma 1 is equal to sigma y by FOS. Substitute the values, you'll get FOS. What is according to shear stress theory then?
2.224. 2.224.
Yeah, that is tau max is equal to 0.5 sigma y by FOS or sigma y by FOS into 2, either way, right? So from there, you are going to get FOS is equal to 2.22. And then according to distortion energy theory,
I'm getting 2.32 as FOS.
2.32, okay? Correct?
2.32.
Yeah, correct, 2.32, Mahima, correct. So please note down others, those who have not done, please note down this solution. Please note down the solution, transfer it to your book, don't just keep watching, right? Take notebook and write down. I'm telling you again, you will never get walkover this semester. It's going to be offline examination, okay? So please involve and do.
Sir, sigma y I've written twice. How?
That is what, is it
My net was my net went
Cherishma?
off.
Is it
Chinmay, sir.
Cherishma?
Chinmay, sir.
Chinmay, sorry. Chinmay. I said sigma y here, this is a material property that is called yield stress, okay? So here it is sigma y is stress in y direction. That is 40 megapascal, okay? So in the writing, I'll change it to yield stress next time, right?
Yes, sir.
You should say in examination, this can also happen. Okay, always remember when it is accompanied with some material specification, that's going to be yield stress and it's going to be a constant value. If you get doubt, take out that handbook and check the yield stress value of 45C8 material. Then that confusion gets eliminated, right? So sigma y here, when they give along with sigma x, sigma y, tau xy, so this will be stress along y direction. This is not sigma y. This is yield stress 380 megapascal for 45C8 material. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Got
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Others, those who have not done, please note down into your notebooks. Have practice of writing. At least in test, you do write on your own. Unlike in first test, trying to copy, 25 of you have written 30 by 220 is equal to 1.3 instead of 0.136. Okay. At least write down now. Same problems will be there. At least you can copy properly. Okay. Finished, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll go to the next problem then. Please note down this. This was asked for 6 marks. Again, you will have same problem here. Okay, it is yield stress is 280 megapascal. Stress along y direction is 21 megapascal. Okay, please note down. Please note down this problem and solve the problem. Let's see how you will get. The state of stress at a point is given below. Sigma y is equal to 280 megapascal. That is the yield stress value. Stress along x direction is 81 megapascal. Stress along y direction is 21 megapascal. Tau xy is 84 megapascal. Find Fy by normal stress and distortion energy theory. Okay. Yield stress is given by 280 megapascal. Sigma x is equal to how much? Sigma x is equal to 81 megapascal. Stress along y direction is 21 megapascal. Shear stress is 84 megapascal. Okay. Please solve this problem and let me know the answer. Sigma y is 280. That is yield stress is 280 MPa. Sigma x 81 MPa. Stress in y direction, sigma y is 21 MPa, tau xy is 84 MPa. I want answer in 5 minutes maximum. Nihal Shetty, at least now I want answer from you for this problem. After that, Mr. Prajwal V. Today you are there, Mr. Prajwal.
Yes, sir.
Oh, excellent. Good. Involve. Let me know the answers. All others are waiting for you to give answers. Okay.
Is one of them 154, sir?
150. One of them means what I say?
Sigma 1, Sigma 1.
Talk that way. Talk technically. Sigma 1 is how much you are getting?
154.
No, wrong. It is 81 is sigma x, 21 is sigma y, tau xy is 84 megapascal. Yield stress is 280 megapascal. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me sigma 1 and sigma 2 values.
So sigma 1 is 140.19.
140.19, correct, Mahima, correct. Nihal, Prajwal, gone,
Sigma 2 is minus
minus 38.2, that's correct. Yeah, I hope others are also getting the same value. Tau max, how much of Mahima?
89.19, sir.
89
19.
Yeah, 89.2. Then find out the factor of safety according to maximum normal stress theory, maximum shear stress theory, and distortion energy theory.
So maximum normal stress theory, I'm getting 1.997.
That's correct. Okay.
Shear stress theory 1.557.
Okay.
And
And
distortion theory 1.72.
1.72. Yeah, that's what I got. Others, please check your answers. Note down from the screen. I think I missed out on normal stress theory. Yeah, here. Anyway, according to he only has asked shear stress theory and distortion energy theory. I take it as normal stress theory. Anyway, doesn't matter. Others, have you got these answers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall we go to the next problem then?
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, take the next problem. A round rod of diameter, this was also landmarks, a round rod of diameter 30 mm is to sustain an axial compressive load of 20 kilonewton and a twisting moment of 0.15 kilonewton meter. The rod is made of carbon steel C40. Determine the FOS as per the following theories of failure. One is maximum normal stress theory, another is maximum distortion energy theory. Please note down the problem. Okay. A round rod of diameter 30 mm. So D is given. Axial compressive load, that is load of P is equal to 20 kilonewton. Subjected to twisting moment, capital T is 0.15 to 10 power 6 Newton millimeter. And carbon steel C40 has got yield stress equal to 324 megapascal. Okay. So we need to find out FOS as per these two theories of failure. Okay. So for diameter of 30 mm, you can calculate area. It is subjected to compressive load. Axial compressive load, it is subjected to. I'll go this way. Yeah. So here it is subjected to axial. You are given with a round rod. Okay, say a round rod which is subjected to axial compressive load of 20 kilonewton. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, it is subjected to 20 kilonewton load. Okay, so therefore what the type of stress that you are going to get is the normal stress. Okay, this is 20 kilonewton load, and this is of the size diameter 30 mm. Okay, so with this condition I can find out sigma by using load by area of cross section. Area of cross section for a circular cross section is pi d square by 4. Okay, so pi d square by 4, that is pi 30 square by 4, and this is 20 kilonewton will give you, and since it is compressive load, what you are going to get is minus 28.29. Okay, minus 28.29 megapascal as the stress. Then it is also subjected to a torsional moment. What is the torsional moment that it is subjected to? 0.15 into 10 power 6 Newton millimeter. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 0.15 to 10 power 6 Newton millimeter. Okay, that is kilo. I convert in 10 power 3 meter to millimeter. Another 10 power 3. So that is 0.15 to 10 power 6 Newton millimeter is the torsional moment. So once I know this value of T, I can calculate shear stress. Okay, so shear stress, what I got is, just find out what is the shear stress that you people are getting. It is given by, yeah,
same only value comes.
Yeah, first one sigma is minus 28.29, shear stress is plus 28.29. Okay, then use principal stress equation given by sigma 1 comma 2 is equal to half of sigma plus or minus root sigma square plus 4 tau square. Use that equation, get the value of sigma 1 and sigma 2, equate them to normal stress theory given by sigma y by Fs is equal to maximum principal stress. Either it can be sigma 1 or sigma 2. Okay, so find out, you are going to get minus 45.8 as the higher value over there. So neglect the negative sign as we are interested only in magnitude of stress here, right? So get the factor of safety, then go to distortion energy theory and find out the factor of safety. Check whether you are getting the same values as what I have got. Anybody, any doubt in this? Tau is equal to 16T by pi d cube. And sigma is P by A, where A is equal to area of cross section given by pi d square by 4. Pi d square by 4 is the area of cross section. Are you all getting these values?
Yes, sir.
Finished?
1 minute, sir.
Yeah. Are you getting the same value, Tarun?
Yes, sir.
One is 7.07, another one is?
5.72.
Yeah.
7.078, sir, I got. I considered 3 digits for sigma 2.
Okay. Oh, fine. Chinmay, are you getting the values?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Charishma, are you there? Please note down. Others, please note down.
Yes, sir, I'm there. My mic stopped working.
Okay, fine. Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir, I'm solving.
Yeah. Ibat Kausar, working? Others, finished, huh? Did you finish?
Yes, sir. Done.
Done? Okay. I think only 3 minutes are there. Okay, anyway, we'll take up the rest of the problems on Monday. Okay, please go through whatever that is done, note down all the equations. Okay, practice all the equations.